They say love makes you blind. But in the quiet corners of the internet, love doesn't just blind you, it robs you. Daniel was 42 the year his life divided itself into a before and an after. Before was quiet, predictable, and almost colorless. Every morning, he woke to the muffled clatter of trays and the scent of warm bread drifting up from the bakery below his apartment. The smell slid beneath his door before his alarm could. Then came the usual routine: a shower, a black t-shirt, jeans, coffee in a chipped blue mug, and a walk to the small design studio where he spent his days making other people's ideas look polished. His life fit neatly into a loop of work, podcasts, reheated dinners, and sleep. It wasn't unhappy, just muted. One night, sitting in his kitchen under harsh fluorescent light, poking at a microwave lasagna that was still frozen in the middle, he downloaded a language learning app. He wasn't looking for anything except maybe distraction. Hidden inside the app's menu was a feature called Conversation Partners. He tapped it out of curiosity, and that's when he saw her profile. A blurry photo of a woman laughing, her dark hair in a loose bun, a white cattail visible near her elbow. Her username was Elena Learns Too. He hit match. Her first message landed almost instantly. It made him laugh out loud in his empty kitchen. That one joke turned into a fast, easy conversation. She sent pictures of her cat stretched across her keyboard. He sent photos of his burnt garlic bread. She teased his pronunciation. He teased her sense of humor. Soon, her messages became the highlight of his days. Morning check-ins, lunchtime memes, late-night voice notes where she confessed small fears and quiet dreams. She told him he was thoughtful. He told her she made him feel seen. Their conversations felt effortless, like stepping into a room where someone already understood him. Weeks passed, and the app stopped feeling like an app. It became the place his mind wandered when work grew tedious or when the city felt too loud. Then, one night at 2 a.m, his phone buzzed. Half asleep, he reached for it. Elena had sent a long message. She said her mother's blood pressure monitor had malfunctioned. Her mother had gotten dizzy, and they'd rushed to a clinic that required cash up front for after-hours care. Their card wasn't working. She apologized again and again for even bringing it up. Daniel didn't hesitate. He sent the money immediately. Her relief came through in her messages. She called him an angel. She promised she'd pay him back. She sounded scared and grateful and utterly sincere. A week later came another emergency. This time she said her car had broken down while driving her mother to a follow-up appointment. She sent a photo of a tow truck invoice and said the repair shop wouldn't release the car till it was paid for. She told him to ignore her message if it was too much. But her voice note shook with embarrassment and fear. He helped again. Each time, her gratitude felt warm and real. Each time, Daniel told himself he was doing the right thing. She was dealing with stress he couldn't imagine. She had no one else to turn to, and she always made him feel like he mattered. Then came the biggest request. One evening, she messaged saying her work permit renewal had been unexpectedly rejected. She needed the renewal fee paid within 24 hours, or she'd lose her job. This time, Daniel hesitated. His savings were almost gone. His rent was coming up. The emergencies had been small amounts at first, but they had added up quickly. When he paused before responding, her tone changed. Her messages grew shorter, colder, almost wounded. She said she didn't want to pressure him. She said she thought he, of all people, would understand. The guilt pushed at him, but something deeper pulled in the opposite direction. A flicker of doubt, a feeling he didn't want to name. He tried to explain his hesitation. She replied less and less. No emojis, no jokes, no cat pictures. The warmth drained from the conversation, like someone flipping a switch. The next morning, her usual message wasn't there. At lunch, he checked again. Still nothing. That evening, with a growing knot in his stomach, he tried opening her profile. An error appeared. He tried again, and again. Finally, the app showed a message he had never seen before. User not found. Her photos were gone. Their voice notes wouldn't play. Screenshots he had sent her were still in the chat, but everything from her side had turned into empty gray boxes. It was as if someone had quietly reached into the app and erased her. Daniel sat at his kitchen table, staring at the blank screen. Slowly, painfully, the truth formed. The clinic may not have existed. The broken blood pressure monitor may never have beeped. The car trouble may have been staged. The urgent work permit screenshot might have been fabricated. Every emergency that had pulled at his heartstrings may have been constructed with precision and practice. He opened his bank account. Row after row of transfers appeared, her name attached to everyone. Each line had a story he had believed. Each story now felt like a thread unraveling in his hands. He lowered the phone. The bakery downstairs had long closed. The smell of warm bread had faded. The apartment was quiet. Too quiet. He realized that even though the emergencies might never have been real, the emotions were. His worry had been real. His late-night excitement had been real. His feeling of being noticed and appreciated had been real. That was the cruelest part. The lie hadn't only taken his money. It had taken the small, fragile hope he'd begun to build, that someone out there really saw him. The connection he thought he'd found had been an illusion crafted to draw him in, one warm message at a time. The heartbreak wasn't in losing the money. It was in realizing that everything he felt had been used against him. Daniel sat in the quiet room, the glow of his phone dimming on the table. His life would go back to its old rhythms: work, podcasts, reheated dinners, sleep. But now there was a crack in the loop, a faint fracture that changed the shape of everything. The emergencies had been fake. The emotions weren't. And that was what made the loss feel like a story he had lived instead of one he had merely read. They're hopeful, and scammers know exactly how hope works. This pattern isn't new. The early 2000s had the Nigerian love scams. Then came the fake soldiers and military romance scams. Now it's deepfake video calls, AI-generated faces, and stolen photos from real social media accounts. Different tools, same wound. Watch for the signs. If someone you've never met moves too fast. If their profile feels too perfect. If they always avoid video calls. If they can never meet in person. If emergencies appear right when your emotions peak. If money enters the conversation, even subtly, even suddenly, you're not in a relationship. You're being targeted. Romance scams don't work because people are naive. They work because people are human. Because people want connection. Because people want to believe that someone, somewhere, might truly care for them. But online, love is the bait, and loneliness is the hook. There are ways to protect yourself. Reverse search profile photos. If the image shows up on stock sites or multiple unrelated profiles, it's fake. Check their online history. Real people leave digital footprints. Scammers leave empty, perfect profiles created in a day. Never send money to someone you've never met in person. No cash, no crypto, no gift cards. Real emergencies go through real channels. Watch for inconsistencies like broken cameras, failed video calls, and sudden dramatic crises. These are scripted red flags. And now, a new threat is emerging. Romance scams are no longer crafted only by humans. Artificial intelligence is making them faster, smarter, and harder to recognize. AI can generate perfect profile pictures that belong to no real person. It can mimic voices, create instant emotional responses, and even build entire personalities trained to match your interests. Some scammers use AI to hold video calls with faces that look real but are completely synthetic. The danger isn't just deception, it's scale. One scammer can now run hundreds of fake relationships at once, each one tailored by algorithms designed to read emotions and adapt instantly. The goal is the same: trust, attachment, and then the ask. But the tools are evolving. Protect yourself, understand the technology, and remember, if the person on the other side feels engineered to be perfect, they just might be. Stay vigilant, stay safe,